so many players stacked on that side of the zone, which means timing has to be crucial. You go too early, you get a little focused by both the front side and the back side of the lobby. You go late, you get focused by everybody, and you're being pushed by zone. And that's why you see Kovacs and a couple players using those 0-point dashes to try to beat everybody to the punch, especially with zone opening up. As soon as those players on the backside of zone reach the front side, there will be so much space opened up.
Can they do it without getting tagged, though? Is what they're trying to. So far, X-Squeeze and Shakeoff doing a great job at it. They don't have, I believe, any shields to recuperate what they would lose. Am I seeing this right, Jacob? I'm getting a flashback from the past where Malabuka and Murstache did a Skybase as well. I mean, now with the Flowberry Fizz, you can make sure to not take fall damage if you have it active, and I believe they've got even regular Flowberries that they can pop and the dashes here. So far, I mean, they're doing what has to be done to get placement.
It doesn't even look like anybody that had height has even looked up to see that all going down, but I think eventually, with the way the season has been playing, somebody will look to the backside of the zone to try to steal away height. Kiriachi in default, though, are doing a good job defensively. Over 500 above the damage threshold when it comes to Storm Surge, so not necessarily taking any risky peeks unless they have to. X-Squeeze and Shaco's 400 above, doing so well since the moment of the reboot on, but they're still left to just scraps. You're seeing the shields get drained off, and there's really nothing they can do to replenish, but they find Chapix. That's going to be an elimination, and leaving Juan all by himself.
Huge elimination.
Oh, wow.
Onto Chapix, but X-Squeeze now as well. Put in the dirt. 17 HP, 4 bandages is all he's got to recuperate it. 1 being popped now. Good news is his teammate partner is up. They're grouped up, but for how long? As the materials have run out, Shakeoff has all of the mats to work with. Now just 1 tick away from getting eliminated. X-Squeeze, you have to group up with your duo partner.
To say, like, he can't even follow the tarp there for a moment. He did take 1 tick. Has bandages left, so he can get up to about 75 HP, but that's where it all stopped. Julie, 2,700 above. Nobody has even looked height still up until this point. This is where we're going to have some surprising players because, look, they think they're ultimate height. They don't even look back. They don't even look up. And I think this is going to be a huge chance to steal away the game.
Do they know, Jacob? They do not. We'll have to see how this closes out, but so far, I'm going to call them second height team here, thinking they're up above. Continuing to tarp her head here and shoot down. Drastic change in elevation for the players down below, especially the ones who do not have any dashes. Kiriachi now left alone. 2 elims, 3 medkits though. He can play it a little safer in the zone.
Yeah, starts it a little early, trying to get those placement points. Top 16 situation, especially with his teammate going down. X-Squeeze hasn't really had a chance to pause and really heal up in any form. HP finally gets the utility off with the Flowberry Fizz, but eventually goes down. That Zaire looks back, finds that elimination. Snazy with a couple hiccups, missteps on that edit. Finally is able to break Podesai through as they reunite as a full duo. But tragedy strikes. Snazy takes a full shot landed. Pressure is there. Can he have the chance to heal as time is winding down?
Flopper's getting put to good use. None are left though now. All that's left is shields, a shieldfish, minis. Pressure needs to be applied here as he groups up to his duo partner. Medallion swapped. Medkits being popped now. Back in the game as Kyrie and Gripey here. Also with a good amount of mats. Both players up and healthy. Looking down below to see if they can find any shots, any potential eliminations.
Yeah, no opportunity yet, but teammate looks like he might have went greedy for the backside of the zone. Tried to grab the loot. Gripe gets found out. Kyrie's going to be left by himself. Opponent takes the position right in front of the box, blocks out the entrance, starts the med kit early. Vortexers and Volko, 5 eliminations. They've been having an easy path throughout this game, and they're looking to make it easier as they drop down low where very little people can test them at.
You can see in their inventory as well, 3 medkits, banana, 2 splashes. They have enough loot to play the heal off. Another elimination put on the board as well, bumping them up to 6 as they continue to pop the splashes now. They have to make that decision. You know, how do we last long enough to begin this heal off?
Yeah, but look at that team still on the high ground. No one has had a chance to look at him almost all end game long, but now Podesai by himself, 1 elim. Back a zone, and a huge shot for Podesai to find that elimination. Give him some more builds to work with as we tune into Vortexers down to what could be a 1v2 situation. He has no teammate, but he has a legendary banana and 4 medkits.
That is more than enough to close this game off, but he cannot get eliminated here as the pressure is going to be on him. The player now knows he needs to take this engagement. Can the shot connect, though? 126.
Wow.
Is it going to stop the med kit? Has he got it off in time? I think he has. As now the other player, all that's left are chug splashes to play it.
Yeah, there's not enough HP. I don't think there's enough HP on the Vortexers. You need some sort of flopper, or maybe the chug splashes if he's looking to stay alive. But on the other side, the legendary banana by itself is doing a ton of work, getting that HP back per second. Finally, the splashes are coming out, but Vortexers is down to almost nothing. The last med kit being used, but the legendary bananas are going to stop, so these splashes will be used much quicker. He tries to find whatever he can left. Vortexers doesn't get any HP on the ground, so Wed is going to be able to win the game with ease.
That's it. Vortexers was forced to pop the medkits earlier alongside that 120 pump shot from the opponent. That stopped him from playing the ultimate heal off there, and the victory royale was taken from the duo that played high ground.
Yeah, it was almost like a game of chess there at the end. It would have been just a little bit easier, but Vortex was able to fend off that first shot, and there it was. We were waiting for that moment. They dropped down to perfection, got the elim, got the extra builds, and they played that one perfectly.
It was the Skybase team from above. Contri and Wed managed to not only do a successful Skybase, but also get a victory royale. What a way to close it off. I need to see that from a different perspective. So, Frankie, 11 minute, you got to tell me what just happened.
Thank you so much, guys. I enjoyed that Skybase immensely. And then suddenly it was gone. And then they rebuilt again. And then they just had the perfect endgame. I love that legendary banana versus Medkit endgame, Levin.
No, that game was fantastic to watch for a multitude of reasons. Wed won in Kanchi, man. We've actually seen a fair amount of Skybase games this chapter. We saw a couple last season. This season, I've seen quite a few as well in the qualifying rounds even. But here in round 4, the cheek, the nerve you have to have, Mini Miner, is unbelievable. QB and Loki, who thought they had high ground, just get absolutely caught by surprise. No clue in the world that anyone's coming. Loki's probably thinking, where on earth have these guys just come from? And then these guys could just continue to hold on to height. They've had all the hard work done for them by someone else. They're cap mats on height, the most stacked loot they could probably have at this moment in the game. And so now, yeah, just hold height. The zone played favorably for them. It was a zone that was quite uncomfortable for everyone down below, Mini. I mean, they're not going to have a better game than that today, I reckon.
Certainly not a more entertaining game than that, because that was absolutely fantastic from them. It's so easy to get that wrong when you drop down on a player from up above. You know, shoot a little bit too early, get a little bit too excited. But no, they didn't do any of that, and they saved all of their heals. They were able to get all those materials from that refresh, and as it happened, it was all of those heals that actually ended up saving them. This shot here onto Vortexers, really nicely done from him down there, and of course Wed all the way up on top. I think it was actually that shot that ended up winning them the heal off, because you can see it was down to his last, I think it was 1 or 2 chug splashes left. He used one more left, so it was all down to that one more shot, which may have made the difference for them there. Nicely done from those guys. As you said, Levin, we did see it from Malibuka and Mustache actually last season. I actually made a video on it on the FN comp at Twitter. You can see that, but they didn't actually end up winning from the high ground position, so it was a fantastic win from those guys.
It's funny because I've seen this season it happen quite a few times. There was a game of Mongra and Savage in the qualifiers that I saw where they lost to a team that was Skybasing. I've seen Kree. If anybody ever remembers Kree, the guy that was infamous for the heal off strat, he's been pushing for like Skybase strats a lot this season. So clearly this is like a thing that people aren't really tapping into, that you got to look into a bit more. Guys, if you're on height, just look up for 1 second. It's not going to hurt you to just look up, just to be 100% sure there isn't somebody else above you.
Yeah. Always got to be careful. Can we talk also, Mini Miner, about Jule and Uguay as well, having a great start to their game?
Yeah, really exciting stuff. And Uguay, of course, is Chapix. A lot of people will know him as. And it's nice to see Chapix performing well at the top of his game. I think Chapix is one of those players that has had so much success in the past, of course, been to LAN events as well. Just hasn't necessarily been able to find that consistency after that success, right? It's just being able to pick up that, you know, that ability from the past, and now bringing it now into this season is really, really impressive. And it's just not easy to do that at all. Of course, Wanlat's doing a fantastic job, of course, as well, who of course has been around for a long time as well, Evan. But a nice little game from this duo, and I'm expecting to see more from them, more development hopefully as well.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about their future, man. Obviously, you know, Chapix came back last season and was playing with Chino. They qualified to grand finals, which was great, but they probably were landing at one of the worst spots in the game, really. Like, there wasn't much potential for them to do well landing where they were landing. But now playing with Wanlas, known as Jewel in game right now, you know, these guys look good. Jewel, Wanlas has looked really impressive, more so than Chapix at times, right? In some of these fights we're seeing, he's really dominating the box fights, a French player, so you know the ping's looking good for that brother, and he's making use of it.
We're seeing a lot of the same names as well popping up again and again. We're lucky with the lobbies we're getting, lads, I think. Karashi was a name that we pointed out earlier in the show, and it's a name, I think, Levin, we've got to point out again.
Yeah, obviously we saw them pick up a win earlier, right? And so, again, once you have that momentum, we highlighted how they were a team that needed to sort of do well today because they didn't before. And so now it's looking good. Kiriachi, though, is a name that everybody is familiar with. I think maybe that's what you were referring to. I thought you were talking about Kashi, Frankie, but
No,
Kiriachi...
my pronunciation is somewhat lacking.
Kiriachi is a legend of the game. Let's get that clear. Kiriachi is one of the all-time Fortnite players. When you look at EU, FNCS, he's obviously won one in the past, playing with Default this season. And Kiriachi's a player who like sort of like disappears at times. Like he like goes for periods of times and he comes back. This season, it looks like he is back, and it's just great to see. When I saw him get this limb here, I was like, wow, Kiriachi is back, man. And regardless of what's going on and how good he's doing, it's just nice to see Kiriachi in these end games here.
Well, we're talking about an FNCS winner here, right? Chapter 2, Season 7 FNCS champ. So definitely has the ability, definitely has the nous, the know-how as to do this, and of course he needs to place. I think it was 300 or something in the series point leaderboard before today. They didn't make round 4 last week, so a big performance for these guys is required, and it's nice to see them getting good performances in each individual game because this format is not easy to get that consistency.
We might not have been able to see Tweet and Jakey get a victory royale in the lobby that they were in. However, in the first lobby that we saw today, they did get 10 eliminations before they were knocked. So it's really no surprise, Levin, that we're seeing them in the #1 spot now, given that the way they like to play is aggressive and also successful.
Absolutely, man. Twy and Jakey, that's a combination of sort of the new era of Fortnite and some of the old, right? Jakey's a player who was playing Fortnite comp back when I thought I was competing in Fortnite comp, right? He's been around for the longest time, right? And he's never necessarily had the craziest of peaks, but it's good to see him and Twy, some up-and-coming talent, doing well today. Masasha and Malibuku, we know they need a big game, right? After where they were in terms of wanting to make it into the upper bracket. So it's good to see those guys doing good. Hopefully towards the back end they can do a bit better. Country and Wedwon, though, the team we saw win that game in 25th right now. Again, I'm still sort of at loss for words that they skybase to such success in these lobbies, but if it works, it works.
Mini, Velco Vortexes, I want to give you an excuse to talk about them because it did come down to that 1v1 in the final moment of Up the River Styx. So just any opportunity, I guess, I want to give you to heap some praise on them.
Thank you very much. I was just kind of waiting for you there to tee me up for Volco Vortexes. You know, I've been excited. Whenever I see these guys in endgame, you know, I'm licking my lips. I'm like, these guys are going to perform well. Didn't quite end up with the victory royale right there. I think for these guys, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. They're not here to win games. They're here just to be consistent. We saw that last season as well. Levin, you seem a bit...
It was close, though, because when Vortexes were healing off, he had 3 dashes, and if he had dashed towards where the zone closed, there was like some bananas and other heals, but I just don't think he realized. So in the moment, he's probably panicking, run out of heals. But he actually could have probably even won that game, to be fair.
Yeah, I think the way they play that, I mean, Vortex took a big shot, right? So I think if he didn't take that big shot, he might have survived. I think he could use the dash, as you mentioned, just to get further away, even maybe in towards that loot. It would have definitely saved him. So yeah, maybe hit the drawing board for those guys, but they're still my favorite team.
I think I might have made a mistake asking you to talk about Vocal Vortexes, Mini, because you just can't stop this man once he's